don't like the life you live, judging how it should. Nothing else affects if you don't recognise the cause. If the program's not the one you want, get up, turn off the set. It's only you that can decide what life you're going to get. If you don't like religion, you can be the anti-Christ. If you're tired of politics, you can be...
Here at the Riggers in Newcastle-on-the-Lyme with Steve Igman.
They ask me why I'm made for why I'm bad. They tell me I've got things they never read. They tell me go to church and see the light. Cause the good Lord's always right. So what? So what? So what if Jesus died on the cross? So what about the fucker? I don't give a toss.
Right, Steve, you've been involved with Anarchy for a long time. Obviously, Crass was your first introduction to Anarchy, or was you already involved?
No, that was my first introduction. I was totally non-political. I mean, what I mean by that, that's why I call myself Steve Igman, because I knew absolutely nothing about politics. My upbringing, I was brought up by my grandparents really, and my mum. But my grandparents, I think, if they voted, they probably voted Conservative, even though they were working class in Dagenham. And my stepdad and my mum, my stepdad's approach to politics was, what's it matter if you vote, then you can get on with it, sort of thing. In a funny way, whoever you vote for, government wins, but he was like really apathetic. But from him, I never got any, even though he was working class as well, worked in a factory, he never joined a union, never stood up for his rights or anything, so I never had any of that learning in my life, which a lot of other, people I've met, they did because their parents were in the unions and this and stuff, so had that input. So I never had that, so I was totally, excuse the pun, ignorant of it all, until we started Crass. And the reason we started, call ourselves anarchists was firstly because the Sex Pistols said I'm an anarchist, and there's no future, and we were like, well, ain't there's a future if you choose to make it, sort of thing. And most people's idea of anarchism at that time was that famous poster of the bloke with the beard throwing a bomb. So,
Oh yeah.
And we had to change that, and plus we were being courted by the left wing and the right wing to be their spokesman. So we said, no, we're not anything, we're not anything. Well, you must be something. So we were accused of being fascists, we were accused of being left wing. So we said, no, fuck it, anarchists. And then of course we had to explain what that anarchism was. Well, for me, anarchism was what I'd been reading about in those 60s books or those 60s films all those years ago. I never understood it. And suddenly I understood it. For me it wasn't the works of Bakunin or Manifesto. I found that very boring, and I just couldn't get on with it, and still can't. Oh, we did it. But just that sense of injustice or justice really hit me.
I'm intrigued that they said the Sex Pistols kick-started. I know they're supposed to kick-start punk, but punk aside, because Anarchy is independent of punk. Charlie Chaplin, of course, being probably the most famous anarchist, self-proclaimed anarchist. Was there an anarchist scene before the Sex Pistols?
No, if there was, I don't know. No, I have no clue.
And so you formed Crass. It was you and Penny to begin with, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you got into quite a bit of trouble later on, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, because we pushed every button we felt we could push. I mean, once we got a name for ourselves, if I put it that way, loads of people come. Yeah, we got a name for ourselves, so and a bit of money was coming in, so we were able to muck about with it. I mean, the way we sort of saw it was a bit like being at school and sort of sticking your fingers up behind your headmaster's back sort of thing and running away, except we were doing it to the state, and they didn't like it very much. So there were questions asked about us in the House of Commons, obviously, what was the Thatchergate tape that we did, when we spliced together Reagan and Thatcher sort of trying to start a Third World War, and they believed that.
You did say a lot of profound stuff though, that only now, I mean, you listen to tracks like Big A, Little A and other tracks, and the internet has obviously exploded with information about the corruption, the oligarchy that is fronted by the polyarchical government. And Crass was saying a lot of things back then, in the late 70s, early 80s. is it true? I should have turned my phone off.
It's classic.
Unprofessional. Doghouse will be furious. Yeah. So. Yeah, and I read on the internet that Crass was investigated by the likes of the KGB, CIA,
Yes.
MI5, and this is true.
Yes, it's true, absolutely true. Yeah, Thatcher's papers came out recently, it's public. You know, and it was in there that she did know about it, and certainly a government, a cabinet. And they were given a blanket. Anybody any dealings with anyone, we go by the name of Crass, don't say anything. Because of that Thatcher tape that we did, and people can check that out on the internet. The KGB checked us out, and I think also the CIA had a file on us. I know MI5 were looking into us. I know that for a fact. Our phone was tapped. We had proof of that. In fact, it was when we were doing a record called Bloody Revolutions. And we had invited Ronan Bennett to come down, and who'd been accused as an anarchist of making bombs in his kitchen. The case, didn't come to anything. But he arranged to come over to see us, and the only people who personally knew that he was coming was us and him. So they had a fucking police got off that train, that very precise time, and nicked him. Had him in the cell for like 6 hours. Like, where was he? Then he'd been in every police station. Our phone was tapped. And it became quite daunting. Because it was serious, It wasn't fucking around with skinheads like this. It was like, if they want to get rid of it,
but
don't do it.
Have an accident with the tour bus or something like that.
Mate, not even that. All you've got to do is get me coming out of the front pistol on your head, bang me on the back of the head down and out, stick the needle in my arm, put some pinpricks in there.
It's easy to create a scandal and everything,
so it was one of them all, but we felt quite safe at that time because we were sort of famous, so we could afford to do that. I just think it's a shame that more people have got, we've got the means to do it, and have got that sort of public backing. Don't use it in that way.
Some sort of touch that way, and then we see that they die, don't they?
Well, yeah.
But obviously they sell the soul to get really famous in the mainstream.
Yeah.
But do you think all that was what brought the end to Crass? Was that actually the reason?
I think that was part of it. I mean, it was it really was full on for the 7 years we were going. It was just non-stop. I mean, really heavy. And the disappointments as well we had all the time. You think something was going to change and get better. Or like pub started doing vegetarian food. Hooray, but apart from that, you had the Falklands War, you had Thatcher getting in, you had Ronald Reagan coming, you had the bloody, Green Common, you had the back of the Greenfield, you had the miners' strike, you had the Stonehenge Festival being shut down, and all this, constant fucking oppression, and in the end we just got burnt out. I remember just thinking, I'm in this dark corner. I put myself in, I've got to get out. I've got to get out. It took me a long time to get over it. I was such a miserable fucking for about 3 years old. Really cynical.
I can imagine, imagine having a big effect. So, how things been today? You've got Slice of Life, which we're going to listen to tonight. How is life in the concept of anarchy for you?
Still the same really. I mean, I still sort of try with my life, by those terms. I mean, I don't know if anyone else would call me anarchist, but that's where I tend to lean towards. And I mean, what I do now, I still have the same principles. I can't. Someone falls over in front of me, I've got to pick them up. I can't help it. It's the thing I do. I pick someone next to me, I leave them back twice as hard.
Precisely.
They don't say that either. So,
well, being peaceful doesn't mean being.
It doesn't mean I'm going to be a
victim.
Absolutely, yes.
And an anarchist. And a lot of people have this wrong view of an anarchist, because it's been nurtured and perpetuated by the media, that an anarchist, so someone said to me, they said, oh, a bunch of your lot were in this cafe the other day smashing it up. So it's been a bunch of my lot, anarchists.
Well,
so that's not an anarchist,
well,
you know?
Not anarchist.
Yeah, an anarchist is about peace, love,
respect,
and freedom, you know. And as you say, it doesn't mean we're like hippies. We're going to sit there and you can smack us in the face and go, yeah, we're going to fight back. But we're not the ones throwing bombs, etc. That's a misportrayal of what we actually are.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the scene today? I mean, we've got the lawful rebellion, we've got the natural health. We've got quite a good music scene with Inner Terrestrials, Propaganda and Information Network, etc. And of course Slice of Life. How do you feel about today's take on anarchy and the future?
I just think it's you know, I think it's better than it has been, because now, God help me, people have got the means of information. Back in the day, back in the 70s, 80s, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have, phones were like those big clunky things that you picked up kids. Because you don't know what they are. So that's how Crass saw ourselves, was an information bureau. Yeah. Whereas now, that's the funny thing. If Crass started tomorrow, would they exist in the same way? Because now we've got, I've written this song about this thing called Anarchy. Yeah, I googled it yesterday, Steve. CNB, I googled it yesterday. Whereas before you had to read books and go to libraries and research it and find out, all this. So, and even about anarchists, we had to really dig out anarchist bookshops and things. Because they weren't very advertised. So I think it's only for the better, and the older people get, or the new people that come in, the better information they've got, and the more sensible they get.
Yeah, the internet really has.
So hopefully less chaos will go with the anarchy, all the anarchism, and it's more positive.
Yeah. What I find is that Crass is as significant today because of what you were saying as it was then, and obviously a lot of people are still getting into Crass.
Yeah.
That's a great thing about a recording.
They say reap what you sow, as they kill, blow for blow, and eye for an eye, as they kill, do or die, all those meaningless cliches, all like smoke into ashtrays, and you heighten your senses when you beat the defences. Well, there's something to know, bullet boys and ladies, this changing world is proving your sight every dog and every day, unluckily myself, for as sure as I will fall.
Today will end the future.
Well, like you, we live in exciting times, and I think there's still as much, stuff going on that will make people either think or just naturally become anarchists. Because an anarchist isn't a bad thing to be. Don't take all the media bullshit over it. It really isn't. As we said earlier, it's about trust, love, peace, respect. It's about all those things. Respecting the soil that you walk on. And unfortunately, there are too many. I know there are. We've got the media and the usual suspects trying to oppress us, but there's also a darker shadow that moves around us, and not a lot of people know about. And I don't think my granddad was ever one, but I had a mate whose granddad was involved, and he just saw it as a charity thing. But then he only got to a certain degree, and he was on the level. It was all on the level supposedly, but he got squared off in it. So if you get my drift. So you have to be careful of these things, and but that being said, we do live in exciting times because we've got the internet. There's more information out there. So, and sorry to use that word again. So I think it's going to be for younger people coming into it. It's going to be a more positive approach because they've got the information, whereas we had to fight for it and seek it out, and we were seen as being weirdos for doing so. And sorry to interrupt you, but hopefully programs like this are going to illustrate what anarchism really is, because it's an alternative. It's not a bad thing. It's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah, this is the alternative you're all looking for.
Yeah, it is. And the more people get into it, then the easier it is. And everyone will go, oh, do you know what?
Steve, thank you very much. It's been great talking to you, mate.
No problems.
Thank you.
Excellent.